Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Brombrew here in Copenhagen as the Professional Darts Corporation brings you the very first Danish Darts Open. It's time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome from Ireland, the history maker, Brendan Dolan! And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Germany, it's time to meet the Wall, Martin Schindler!
Third match of the day here in Copenhagen, and it throws together two men who, well, were pitted together fairly recently at the World Cup of Darts. Germany's Martin Schindler and Northern Ireland's Brendan Dolan. Germany came through on that occasion. How will things pan out this time around? Great to see Martin Schindler back on the European stage. It has been a short while since we last saw him at the European Darts Grand Prix. It was a very short-lived affair for him as well. He lost to Joe Cullen in the second round of that, and only one other appearance on the European Tour stage for Martin Schindler this year, a man who beat the world champion Rob Cross as recently as 2 months ago, and not only beat Rob Cross, beat him 6-0 as well. Schindler has had numerous highs this year, followed that up by beating Adrian Lewis en route to the quarter-finals of Players' Championship 10, and very recently a back-to-back winner on the development tour as well. That was 2 weeks ago, taking the honours on what was a very productive Saturday afternoon for the 21-year-old from Germany. Beating also the world youth champion Dimitri Vandenberg 5-0. He has had some terrific results this year, and I just suspect he may well bring some of that to the stage in Denmark this weekend as well. That said, Brendan Dolan has been showing signs of life of late. Made the second round in Gibraltar last time out in Europe, and was slightly unfortunate to lose 6-4 to Daryl Gurney under the rock a fortnight ago. Dan Dawson alongside me, Rob Malarkey, for this one.
Yeah, I think this is another fantastic game for an opening round afternoon session on the European Tour. Ryan Joyce carries on doing what Ryan Joyce does, winning games of darts. Rusty Jake Rodriguez, JDC World Youth Champion, and now Martin Schindler, the German #2, and he's been putting in some big displays that weekend on the Dev Tour. Won the first two events. He was genuinely looking at winning all four over the course of the weekend. Didn't work out for him, but there have been some big efforts from him. 109 average in the opening round of one of those Dev Tour games.
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg, Brendan to throw first. Game on.
And you have to say as well, that form from the development tour sort of carried over to the Pro Tour last weekend as well. He had a run to the last 16 and a run to the last 32. And in that run to the last 16, he thrashed Mensur Suljovic 6-1.
Both average 106.
It was a belting performance. And then he
140.
came up against Rob Cross the following day. Didn't beat him 6-0 on that occasion, lost 6-3. So Cross was able to exact some revenge. But make no mistake, Martin Schindler is a man making progress. He's inside the top 40 on the Pro Tour Order of Merit now. And he's nudging towards the top 50 in the overall world rankings as well on the Order of Merit itself.
Yeah, well, that's job one done for Martin Schindler pretty much. He's in that top 64, so he's going to keep hold of his tour card
84
at the end of this year. this his first, or sorry, second full year on the tour after winning his card at Q School. But he's just getting better and better. He's made this switch to Simon Whitlock darts. His scoring has improved, and it has led to those big averages, like the 106 against Mensur the other day, that 109 first round game against Danny Cronenberg, 4-0 win. Sinking a Cronenberg faster than Big Cliff Lazarenko was Shindy. He needs to do something about those flights, though, because it looks like his dog's been chewing on them.
Has he got a dog?
Probably not. If he does, I mean, he'd make a Chihuahua look like a Great Dane.
100.
His dog may take him for a walk.
136.
Oh, how about this? Oh. Okay, well...
I thought he might have stayed there, to be honest.
Well, I expected him to be honest.
96. Right, then you require 80.
Well, curious decision by Schindler, and it's just allowed Dolan to size up this 80 now. One more of those for tops.
Okay, Sean, the first
And Dolan does take it out, and Dolan celebrates in style as well. Seizing on that missed opportunity by Martin Schindler, perhaps.
Well, I mean, there was a bit of bad blood between the Northern Irish and the German teams at the World Cup last year. And it all stemmed from their doubles match, where Brendan gave it his trademark helicopter finger celebration after hitting a 180. And then Max Hopp, the German number one, basically took the mick and did it back, but pulling a silly face. And Gurney then weighed it. I mean, it was great.
So these two weren't the main...
They weren't the main protagonists, no.
Max Hopp is here.
There he is.
Watching alongside. He's got a bit of time to kill today. He's not involved until the last match of the night against his fellow German, Dragutin Horvat,
who was also sat there. So they're all friends at the minute.
I can't believe I missed Horvat. Was he there?
No.
60.
There he is. Of course, yeah. I see him now.
Can't miss him.
Lurking in the shadows.
$100.
Only met once before these two in a ranking event. That was the start of last year, very soon after Martin got his tour card. It went the whole 11 legs, that one.
134.
But obviously Germany and Northern Ireland have clashed at the World Cup of Darts for the last 2 years running, and Germany have won both of those ties. Really have established themselves as a force in World Darts. And it should be noted that we have Schindler, Hopp and Dragutin Horvat here, and they've all come through the European qualifier. So
75.
The small but vocal band that moan on about German players getting all these host nation qualifying spots, well,
they had to work hard this time and before as well.
38.
Schindler and Max got a very good record actually coming through the European qualifiers. It's slightly better, their record coming through Euro qualifiers for things like this and the Austrian one, but it is for their host nation one.
Well, this is right.
Oh, now then.
Ooh, that would have left tops that he found the bullseye, and he found nothing with his final dart anyway. So Schindler.
40.
He had options there, and I'm not sure that was the right one. Usually very good on double 10, but he's made that tricky for himself.
20.
And he wasn't able to find a way through.
65.
And Dolan now, despite a messy visit last time around, has got the opportunity to sweep up here and open up a 2-0 lead. This time he finds the 25 again. So 2 darts at tops for Brendan Dolan. Took it out in the first leg. Doesn't take it in the second. A reprieve for Martin Schindler.
3 clear darts at double 10, you fancy him.
And
he only needs 1.
Martin Schindler.
And the German contingent
throw first. Game on.
show their appreciation for Martin Schindler levelling the match at 1-1. Yeah, talking of the qualifiers, Schindler had to come through 3 matches. The qualifiers for this tournament took place just before the World Cup in Frankfurt at the end of May, so they've had around about a month or so to get used to the idea of travelling over to Denmark for the first time on the European Tour. Schindler beat Christian Kallinger of Austria 6-0 in his opening match. He then beat Gabriel Rollo of Italy 6-4, and then the big takeout was Ron Moulenkamp in the third and final round. He beat the Dutchman 6-3.
Yeah, and that's a tough game nowadays. Ron has really turned into a dangerous player. Evidence of that at the weekend, where he missed double 12 for a 9-darter, and he was on the 9-darter in the very next leg. Although it was actually the 7th dart at doubly miss. He left himself 36 after 9 darts in that leg. We thought he'd missed the double in consecutive legs. Turns out he hadn't.
98.
But it's just testament to the player he's become. His scoring power. It's a lot of 180s, this Ron the Bomb. But not here this weekend, thanks to the German number 2. The Northern Irish number 2 is in a spot of bother in this leg.
Yeah, I mentioned the performance against Daryl Gurney in Gibraltar. I thought it was a really encouraging performance by Brendan Dolan, and
100.
He certainly played with a bit of a smile on his face, because of course last month he competed in his first PDC semi-final in over 3 years. I think that was a big achievement for him in just clawing his way back up the world rankings and getting himself going once again in his career.
Well, Gurney said it was probably the best he'd seen Brendan play on a big stage in a number of years, and I think he's probably right. The average was right up there.
And that run to the semi-finals came a day after a run to the quarter-finals as well, so it was a really
96.
productive weekend for Dolan.
136.
Took over £5,000 with him that weekend. Looking at 136 now to get himself back in front at 2-1. Loose first dart once again. Picks himself up with a second.
125.
Too good.
And that was too good.
Treble 18 for tops. Nope. And is Dolan going to regret
86. Brendan, you require
that dart in the bullseye? He was trying to hit the 25 to leave 36. He does not have any regrets now.
Throw first. Game on.
First 3 legs going with the throw. Dolan leads 2-1.
135.
Good recovery by Schindler there as well to get himself going in this 4th leg. Just his 3rd appearance on the European Tour stage this year for Brendan Dolan. He made the 2nd round in both Gibraltar and in Graz for the Austrian Darts Open. His solitary wins, or his only wins, coming against Alan Tabern in the 1st round in Austria, and then a 6-4 defeat of James Wilson last time out in Gibraltar as well.
98.
Chris Murphy wasting little time in acquainting himself with the cake trolley. Just come over to show me his wares over there.
Absolutely outed Murph there.
139.
Well, if he's going to saunter over to the commentary area and show me what he's just sliced up for himself.
Can't go broadcasting that. I really love the Slimming World boss down here, kicking the door down.
134.
Wow.
Schindler, one of a number of young guns, are seen in action today. Rusty Jake Rodriguez obviously safely through in the opening game of the day. The
99.
Junior Darts Corporation World Champion. We've got the man who's at the top of the development tour order of merit right now. Super Ted Evers, taking on Adrian Lewis. What a game that could be. That's tonight. We mentioned Max Hopp, of course. We've got
62.
There he is.
Brendan, you require 167.
Former World Youth Championship finalist in rapid, Ricky Evans, on the way against Sweden's Dennis Nielsen.
If we keep mentioning Max Hopp, will the camera automatically
yeah,
select him out for us? Yeah.
I'm not sure if it works with anybody else.
Martin, you require 72.
Scarlett Johansson. No. No, it's just the Max Hopcam. Now then, Shindy.
What have you got to do with this? One more of those for tops. Better.
On the fourth leg.
Better from Martin Schindler.
The leg is Brendan to throw first.
Just one or two concerns with his finishing so far today, but that was more like it from Shindy.
Well, Willie O'Connor and Rusty Jake went the full 11 legs. These two went the full 11 legs in their only other meeting in a ranking event last year.
135.
The way this has started suggests we could be in for another tight one.
Shindy. Just giving the German fans and German players something to smile about now.
Well, once he gets going, once he finds his range, he can pile in the big scores. It perhaps was a criticism when Schindler was first starting out, that perhaps he didn't score quite heavily enough. But he can have those games where he just keeps on hitting the 60.
139.
5 perfect darts for Martin Schindler. Would be a great story if the first ever PDC European Tour event in Scandinavia were to yield the holy grail of a 9-darter.
What if a Dane hit it? What if Per Larsen smashed in the perfect leg against Steve West tonight? Could happen. I say it could, it can't. Because if Ross Smith is too strong, too powerful.
Could be another national holiday in Denmark. There was one of sorts yesterday. It's the Midsummer Festival, also Greenland Day. Apparently all bets are off in Greenland yesterday. You can do what you like.
Could be looking at the 170 here, Dolan. Looking to do what he likes. Oh, is he going to fill this up? We've given it to Zoom. Oh, wonderful.
Martin, you require 124.
Well, he had a good long think about that, did Brendan Dolan, and it was worth the wait. But Shindy, well, could yet steal this one. 888 scene. He's found it for the bullseye.
Dolan hit it.
And
Schindler nearly does as well.
What a steal that would have been for Martin Schindler for 124, but Dolan returns with 3 darts at tops to retake the lead at 3-2. Good match this, it's warming up nicely now. Anxious times for Brendan Dolan all of a sudden though here.
20.
And the door is open for Shindy to secure the first break of throw.
Smashes in a 170 to leave him on tops and then misses 3 clear darts at the double. Doubly frustrating for the history maker.
Game shot on the fifth leg. Martin Schindler
seizes his
Martin
moment.
To throw first. Game on.
A really good leg of darts there from the German number 2. 5 perfect darts to start. Nearly took out the 1-2-4 on the ball for a 12-darter, and in the end cleans up the 25 for the first break of throw in this game.
58.
Advantage Schindler.
Although a sluggish start in leg 6. Just 58 scored.
Martin had said a few weeks back that his dream scenario is to win a PDC tournament, a senior one, some point between now and the match play, and see if he can sneak in there. Now, it's not the most outlandish thing to suggest, because obviously Max Hopp won one of these, Johnny Clayton won one of these. We've got midweek action in Barnsley. And Schindler, at the minute, he's averaging in the sort of mid-90s. Very competitive. In fact, it's higher. It's crept up to nearly 98. And that first 9 average at 113.
137.
He has become a consistently heavy scorer. Perhaps not in the same bracket as the really big scorers in this game, but certainly when he's playing well and playing like this, he is very difficult to live with.
And of course, given, Dan, we are in the land of Hans Christian Andersen, who's renowned for his fairy tales. We could have a fairy tale this weekend, as you say. Johnny Clayton did it, Max Hopp did it on the European Tour. Martin Schindler looking at 107 now. He couldn't, could he? Well, he's already had one near miss at a big finish on the bullseye.
101. We're in the new 121.
Similar situation for Brendan Dolan. But he'd be looking at two different segments of the board. Oh. Majestic!
On the stick leg, Brendan Dolan.
A 1-2-1 check out on double 5 for an instant break back. And this match continues to deliver.
Oh. Schindler misses the ball for a 12-darter. Dolan pins a ton plus for a 12-darter of his own. Game very much on. And once again, we're seeing two players go at it with averages in the mid to high 90s and a very high quality contest. This is first round stuff. Friday afternoon. This is where they bury the games that nobody wants to see. This is brilliant.
.57.
Three-time major winner Robert Thornton on the way tonight. Paul Nicholson, former Players Champion and semi-finalist last time out in Gibraltar. The fastest thrower in the world, Ricky Evans. Adrian Lewis, the two-time world champion. Max Hopp,
60.
The German Darts Open winner and Germany's #1.
And #2 on the European Order of Merit still.
Indeed.
Another $3,000 picked up in Gibraltar 2 weeks ago.
Mickey Mansell.
Yeah.
Won a Pro Tour, so he did, taking on a former world champion in Jelle Klaassen. That's all this evening. This afternoon, we've got one of the 4 men in darts right now in Jermaine Wattermainer. Straight up after this against Wayne Jones. The bronze Adonis, Steve Beaton.
40.
Darius Labanauskas will take on Richard North. Obviously, everybody's very excited to see Northie, no more so than Northie himself.
Yeah, semi-finalist at the start of the year on the European Tour. Hasn't done a great deal since then, so I think it's time that Northie steps up to the plate.
Yeah, Jeffrey Desvan as well, winner of a Pro Tour title this year, takes on.
I just said earlier, what a year he's had so far.
He's been superb. 3 finals, 1 title.
Beat Van Gerwen at the UK Open.
59.
And Chris Dobie, another fantastically talented player, versus he empties your bin, he empties your bin. He beat the world champion. His name's Barry Lynn, who had that dream run at the UK Open.
Schindler looking good for another break of throw. We had a succession of holds of throw to start this match. We've had back-to-back breaks of throw, and we could have another one here.
85. Martin Uruguay, 66.
Just a little pressure on this 66 with Dolan down to 157, but Shindy will fancy his chances. He's left himself 41 now, so double 16 for Schindler to break back for a 4-3 lead.
On the seventh
and
leg,
a 66
Martin
checkout
Schindler.
it is.
8 legs Martin the throw first. Game on.
Well, Schindler has been playing at a pretty consistent level right the way through this game. Dolan, it's been fits and starts. So, yes, he produced that superb 12-darter to break Schindler for the first time, but either side of that, he'd thrown 15 darts in legs where he threw first, and he hadn't got them one, and that allowed Schindler to pick up 2 breaks of throw.
97.
It's the consistency that is allowing Schindler to grind his opponent down at the moment, but it's still tight.
Schindler may
93.
take some encouragement from the fact it was a year ago this weekend that he made the quarter-finals of a European Tour event. It was the one in Austria, in Vienna, where he beat Roby John Rodriguez, Ian White and Jamie Bain before losing to Michael Van Gerwen. Van Gerwen potentially lies in wait once again in the 3rd round for Shindy this weekend. Lots of darts to be played before that can materialise. John Henderson awaits the winner of this one for a start-off.
Yeah, well, if, and it's a big if, because you've got to get through this game, and you'd have to get through against Hendo, and that's a tough one. But if we did get Van Gerwen versus Schindler, they've had some belters. When they last played at the World Cup, they both averaged 110.
138.
Dolan has given himself another chance of a 12-dart break of throw.
But Shindy just has this habit now of coming up with big scores when he needs to, and look at that. Left himself double 18, but Dolan, well, Might not be reading the script here because he's already taken out a 1-2-1 check out for a 12-dart leg and a 12-dart break, and Dolan now looking at 1-2-6. Can he repeat the trick? He may well do. Bullseye. Long way off.
Died, didn't it? Plunging into the 17 segment. Now, Martin Schindler, a magnificent setup shot.
Awkward now with double 9, does not want to come inside.
18.
Stayed outside the traps.
Then you require 33.
He's frustrated with himself.
He's not been able to open up a gap, has he?
Just about. He's left himself double 15 there. As it is, it's double 16 instead.
Yeah, shot on the 8 there.
And Dolan, it's another break. 4 on the bounce.
I think it's Brendan to throw first.
Nip and tuck here. Dolan was broken earlier on in this match after missing 3 clear darts at double. Schindler returns the favour there, and he is denied a 2-leg advantage, something that we have not seen in this game
55.
as yet.
Yeah, he's scoring well, is Martin Schindler, but at times his finishing has let him down. He missed darts at double 18 and double 9. He missed a dart at the bullseye for a 1-2-6 check out in the 6th leg as well.
Yeah, there you see, 29%.
95.
And it is just allowed Dolan to keep pace with him. And in fact, Dolan, you know, he is the favourite. He's got the throw. It's not really meant much the last 4 legs because they've all been breaks, though. You see.
100.
99 average still from Schindler, despite all those missed darts at double. We said as soon as he finds his range on that treble 20, he can score big. And in the last 4 legs, he's had either 180s or a 170. He's had a 174 and 3 180s in the last 4 legs.
59.
And as you see, it's only really that second leg where they were both missing darts at double where it got a bit scrappy. 5-15 darter, 12 darter from Dolan. It is tight and it is high quality. And it is anybody's.
Schindler struggling for trebles in this leg. And it's just 60 scored as well. Advantage Dolan now in leg 9, you feel. Still can't really get away from Schindler in this leg. Schindler hasn't scored well in this leg, but he's still in touch. And once again,
85.
It's a sub-100 score for Schindler.
Well, they've both had perfect setup shots in this match. Dolan hit a 170 to leave himself tops. Schindler hit a 174 to leave himself 36.
77.
That could have been better. See another 170 setup shot here. Won't.
60. Just when then you require 109.
Not happening for Schindler in this leg. He may still win it. Dolan in the ascendancy though here. Treble 18. Well, I thought he might have gone that 18s route there.
Yeah, he went the ball route
59
for 90 with 2 darts in his hands earlier on in this game, and I'm not sure it's the wisest route to go, but he's sticking with it, Brendan. Treble 18 is the bigger target. Hang about. Sensible. Ooh, and very nearly wonderful. Could have been a game changer.
But again, it's another missed dart at a double that could have a big, big bearing on the outcome of this match. Dolan now looking at 50. And he's now looking at double 16. And this might well really hurt Martin Schindler.
Yeah, shot on the 9th leg.
Just finding his way through with that final dart in hand.
To throw first.
That's a very, very important and a potentially very pivotal hold of throw for Brendan Dolan. Schindler has to win 2 on the bounce.
57.
And once again, he's unable to get out of the traps quickly. Once again, he fails to find the treble.
Well, a couple of times in this match, Brendan Dolan's been looking at double 16, missed outside, and then has rushed through his last dart because he felt that the previous one was a good guide, and he's found that double 16 on both occasions.
$87.
Is the finishing that has been superior from Brendan Dolan that has got him to this position, because he's been struggling to keep pace with Martin Schindler for a lot of the game. Schindler has fashioned opportunities but not taken enough of them. And he might not get any more in this match.
$100.
Dolan has effectively stolen the darts now. And he's pressing home his advantage in fine style.
140.
And he's down to a finish first, and it's a very manageable one as well.
Not maximum in this game, Dolan, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter.
140. When then you require 124.
Well, Dolan with 124, Schindler waiting on 117. The treble 18 now. Finds it for the bullseye.
99.
Not to be, a missed dart for the match for Brendan Dolan. Will he get another one in this leg?
Not hit a ton plus checkout in this game yet, Schindler.
97.
And that is still the case, and it may be the case for the entire tournament for Shindy, because this would put him out.
$17.
And you saw a miss outside.
20.
Thought he'd found the range, rushed through it a bit, but this time it doesn't work for Brendan Dolan. Worked for him twice before.
And this time it has to work for Martin Schindler. Double 5. And he's
15.
come inside, and the missed opportunities are just racking up here now for Martin Schindler. Brendan Dolan back on the jockey with 3 darts in hand at double 4 for the match. And a place in round 2 and a meeting with Hendo tomorrow. Double 2, and Dolan finds it. And you have to say that is a tale of missed opportunities for Martin Schindler. He led by 4 legs to 3 in the course of that one. Missed darts at double 18 and double 9 allowed Dolan to break back at 4 apiece. Missed darts at double 11 in leg 9 gave Dolan the advantage, and then missed opportunities once again in the 10th leg, and Dolan did not stand on ceremony, and Dolan secures his place in the second round and that meeting with John Henderson tomorrow for a place in the last 16. Schindler beaten on his return to the European Tour. Dolan, we'll hear from him now with Dan Dawson. On the way next, just to remind you, Jermaine Watson-Maynor and Wayne Jones.
Brendan, congratulations. You had to work hard for that one against a very talented young player.
Yes, I know all about Martin. That's a problem. I know how good he is. And like you just seen him in the World Cup against Michael van Gerwen. That lad can throw 110 averages, you know, no problem at all. And, you know, I knew I was in for a tough game today, but he didn't play that way. And I suppose I didn't perform that way either. So it ended up into a battle. I love battles, because that's the only games at the minute I can win.
Well, things are starting to happen for you again now, Brendan. You had back-to-back quarterfinals, one of them you made into a semi, and the victories are starting to pile up. It must feel good to be back, you know, threatening at the back end of tournaments again.
Well, it is, and, you know, I had a disappointing weekend last weekend, but my performances was pretty good bar one game. And I'd be annoyed about the one game, but I can't be annoyed about any of the other performances, because they were all in their 90s, maybe high 90s, when I was getting defeated. So, you know, it's about sticking with it, and I've stuck with it a long time. I've thought I've played well all year on a whole, and it's slowly starting to click that I'm getting the results now. So, please God, I get enough results to win this thing.
Brendan Dolan, the history maker, safely through to the second round. He will take on the Highlander John Henderson for a place in the last 16 tomorrow.